Hello, wonderful people. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening once again. And I'm here to bring you what is really breaking, from the Ooni of Ife's palace once again. And this time, I want to do a recap of the story we did on Queen Ashley some days ago when she had a baby, a prince naming ceremony, which was actually a gathering of the who is who, all the big chiefs, all the oloris, everybody was gathered, and I recall that during that occasion, she maybe out of the outpouring of her emotions, the happiness, the joy that she felt, having carried her baby for 9 months, and maybe having lost her twins previously with Oni, so she was overwhelmed with joy, and you remember she made one statement then that we actually did a story about. That statement was that time she referred to her prince as the crown prince, that very comment, generated a lot of reactions. A lot of people felt very angry at Queen Ashley at that time, and they are still angry up to now. A lot of people are still very angry because they felt like your her son, her prince is not even number one, because there's Tadeni Kawa there who is like about 4 years older than this new prince. On top of that, there's also the prince from one of the other wives, who had twins some days ago. Some, I think, about 6 months back now. If I'm not too mistaken, that should be Olori Toby. And so her baby, her prince is even the second on the line. So she is not recognizing the first, which is Tadenikao, the second, and now I can third, the third now be the crown prince. But what I said then was in defense, to her, was that maybe she spoke out of the abundance of the joy she felt at that time. But the thing is, that statement had generated a lot of uproar, within the palace, within the Leife, within the ruling houses, especially the ruling house of Giesi, Of course, the Lafugido house, where Queen Ashley directly, comes from, we are in support of that statement, and they supported her, completely. But the truth of the matter is that statement is still causing a lot of problem up to now. And the story I'm bringing this moment has to do with this very comment. We thought we've heard it all. We thought that matter has died down. But the report we are hearing as at this moment now, and that is why I'm bringing it to you people as the moment the thing came out. The report is that the Giesi elders, Giesi is the ruling house that currently that has the current Ooni of Ife, and the Giesi elders, have forced Queen Ashley and her family to make a public apology to Queen Naomi and her family. And by extension, they want her to do the same to the families of, I think, Olori Toby, the Olori that had the other twins, because she also has a prince, before Olori Ashley's prince, So the rumor, the story we are hearing at this moment is that the Giesi family, the elders in in that ruling house, they have come together to recognize the fact that this sort of statement is capable of turning the kingdom upside down by the time these young princes become of age, And these things, they have spiritual connotation. Such statements do have spiritual connotation. And the Giesi family, thinking back to the history, of how the present Oni emerged, they are quick to take this action, because don't forget that at the time they were going to this trying to get this new Oni after they lost the Sijuade. I think Oni Sijuade at that time, may so rest in peace, when they lost him. The four ruling houses came together, and they had close to 40 something princes at a time from the four houses. Later it was cut to like 30 something, and a lot of these princes actually came out from the Giesi family. out of which one of them was the current Ooni of Ife. Okay, now the reason why Giesi elders had to come out now is this: just towards that time they wanted to crown the new Oni when the selection process was going on. We were made to understand that the four ruling houses, out of the four ruling houses, the ruling house, the Lafogidi ruling house, was the one of the house that gave the Gise family, I mean, a run for their money. They were on their case. They didn't want to concede. In fact, they brought all manners of confusion. I mean, in the race to getting the new Oni at that time. And let me just highlight two of the things they did that I think is making the Yesi elders to quickly rally around now to save their son and the throne which they currently have. I will give you the two instances, and I think this will resonate with some of you very well. And I think they are doing this at the right time. Okay, two of the things that the Lafugido family did to Giese family, I mean, when they wanted to get the new Oni at that time, was number one, when they sensed that the Giese family was having the upper hand, they felt like because there's this if chieftaincy declaration, that is a law, governing the selection of a new Oni, when there's that vacancy. So when the Lafogidi ruling house sensed that the Gese family ruling house was having the upper hand, they quickly started protesting that no, 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 this if chieftaincy declaration is overdue, they need to review it. It is skewed to favor one family, blah blah blah. So they started with that just to scuttle the whole selection process. At that time. Now, when that failed, and it was becoming very apparent that the current Oni was, pulling all the strides, and is becoming eminent at that time that he will get it. They threw another trump card, and this time the second thing they did was to say that after all the processes have been carried out, after they have followed all the procedures spelled out for you to emerge as an Oni, they insisted that they have to consult Ifa Oracle. They insisted on it as a matter of fact because they felt that okay, if they cannot review the Ifa chieftaincy declaration, which they felt was skewed towards one favoring one particular family, then the next thing they think they can do is to say, okay, let us consult. They must consult the Ifa Oracle because in their thinking, if they do that, the Ifa Oracle may just, who knows, just maybe favor one of theirs. But as history will have it, as we now know, the Ifa Oracle was consulted, and it was overwhelming support for the current Oni of Ife. So the family who gave the Gesel ruling house, the ruling house that gave the Gesel ruling house the toughest battle of their life, you know, towards getting this current Oni of Ife, was the Lafogidi family. And now, this comment that was made by Queen Ashley is like they are taking it very, very personal, and rightly so, because they felt like, okay, this is Lafogidi that couldn't scuttle our son, the chance of our son becoming the owner at that time. Maybe, who knows, maybe they are trying to use another way around by using Queen Ashley to cause confusion, commotion, a sort of battle that will just come from nowhere to cause serious havoc, which might inevitably affect the current owner of Ife. And if it doesn't, it may lead to heavy rivalry and fight, confusion between the young princes who are so innocent. Okay, so it is to avert this, so that this position that they have, that the Gese have now, they don't want anything to happen to it. So they are weary of this comment from Queen Ashley, and they are taking it personal because they believe that, who knows, maybe the Lafogidi family are seeing the coming of this so-called crown prince as somebody they can use through the back door to get the throne from their hands. So this they say They are doing this to avert the catastrophe that lies ahead if they do not make this apology. So they said they have insisted Queen Ashley has to do a public apology, you know, to Queen Naomi and her family. Okay, so this is what we are hearing. And if this is true, I think I'm in support of it. I think I like the idea because they say this is to avert the catastrophe that is ahead. And it's alleged that the ruling house is so worried that the throne, which incidentally was fought for, so hard before they got it, they don't want it to lose their grip. So this is what we are hearing, and I think if everything we heard is true, I'm very happy because I'm one of those who want, I mean, total peace and tranquility in the Oni's palace. I don't want a situation where these young princes who are innocent will grow up tomorrow to become enemies. So I think this is the right step in the right direction, and I think going forward, all the Oloris should learn to be guided, appropriately when they make remarks in public. So we heard this, and I said I have to bring it immediately. So thank you so much for listening to me, and we'll bring you more update as they unfold. Thank you once again, and don't forget what you normally do best: like, share, and subscribe. God bless you. Bye bye.